Hi friends, today's flow we're going to work through some poses to help you feel strong and empowered and build strength in the legs and lower half of the body. Make your way down onto your mat. We're going to begin in a seated position, just kneeling and sitting back on the heels, trying to keep the spine nice and tall. Close off the eyes if it helps you turn your attention inward and start to tap into your breath and take a little inventory of how your body is feeling right now. Close up your eyes if they're not already and put your hands on your thighs. Slowly start rubbing the palms on the thighs forward and back, building up some friction and heat in the palms of your hands. After a moment, take both hands and place them on your heart. This is a way I like to use to quickly connect my body and the energy right into my heart, into my lungs, into my breath, so that I can get flowing on my mat and feel connected here. You can feel that buzzing energy and that heat flow right into your chest. Slowly open the eyes, take the hands out in front of you and walk them forward into a child's pose, keeping the knees together and letting the head come to rest on the mat or on a block or pillow, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Stretch out the palms, creeping the fingers towards the top of the mat, feeling the spine start to open and stretch and breathing deep into the back body. Keeping the head down, walk the hands over off the left side edge of your mat so that you can feel the right side body start to open, keeping your torso resting on the thighs, and maybe creeping the right hand past the left, reaching off that side of the mat. Walk the hands back through center and take them over off of the right edge of your mat, this time really feeling that stretch on the left side body from your hip up to your hand. Gently walk the hands back to the center of the mat, taking a child's pose in one big breath here, and then come up, rising onto hands and knees, planting hands shoulder distance apart, tuck the toes under, and take a downward facing dog. Take a few rounds of breath here to get situated in your downward facing dog. Remember, you can always keep the knees bent. As we strive to reach the heels towards the floor, you can wiggle through the hips, stretching through the hamstrings, alternate bending and straightening the legs, rising up onto the balls of the feet, just doing whatever feels best in your body. We're of course always striving for a nice long spine from tailbone down to our wrists and reaching the heels towards the floor. Take a few rounds of breath here, just moving in whatever way feels best for you right now. On your next inhale, slowly start to walk the feet up towards the hands. You can keep the knees bent and just tiptoe or take one giant step if you would like. When you arrive, take a nice little forward fold. You can always keep the knees bent and rest the belly on the thighs, reaching the top of the head towards the mat, letting gravity pull the torso down towards the floor. You can grab opposite elbows if you would like, swinging side to side and just wiggling and finding those spaces that need the stretch. Inhale to a flat back, taking hands to knees or shins, reaching out with the top of the head, and then exhale back down to your fold. Inhale as you slowly walk the feet back towards the bottom of your mat and exhale into your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, three-legged dog, right heel goes to the sky, so our toes are still pointed down towards the floor, squaring off the hips. Exhale to step in between the hands, bringing that foot underneath you into a low lunge. Lower the left knee to the floor, sink the hips low so you can get a nice stretch in the front of that hip flexor. Hands can stay at your heart or support yourself on your, keep the back toes tucked so that your exhale can be pressing into both feet, lifting the knee into a rocket lunge, leaning forward into that bent leg, nice and strong. Inhale here. Your next exhale will take you into a warrior three, pressing onto the front leg, taking torso and leg parallel to the floor and hips are square. Inhale to a Shiva squat. We tuck the left knee behind the right, bending deep into the right leg, our standing leg, keeping hands at our heart. Exhale to a warrior two as we reach back with the left foot towards the back of the mat. Our right toes are pointed towards the top, arms at a T, and stacking our shoulders over our hips, bending deep into the front leg, nice and strong in our warrior. Inhale as both legs straighten, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, goddess squat, taking the knees out wide and sinking the hips low, keeping everything symmetrical here, nice and strong. Inhale up, back to that preparatory pose, and then exhale back to your warrior two. Right leg is bent, stacking shoulders over hips. Inhale to reverse your warrior, reaching right hand up to the sky. Left arm can tuck behind your low back or support yourself on that straight leg, your left leg. Exhale to windmill the arms all the way back down to the mat, framing the front foot in a low lunge. Inhale to step that foot back into a high plank position. Exhale, lower through chaturanga, keeping the elbows tucked and everything nice and straight. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, whether you want to drop the hips to the mat or not, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 deep rounds of breath here to bring your attention back to the breath. Taking the flow on the left side, inhale, 3-legged dog, left heel goes high, toes are pointed down towards the floor to square up the hips. Exhale, bring the knee underneath, step in between the hands to your low lunge. Right knee can drop to the floor, keep those back toes tucked, and take hands to heart or hands to the knee, letting the hips sink nice and low. Your next inhale, shooting up to that rocket lunge, lifting the knee, leaning the weight forward onto the front leg, and exhaling as you bring the weight onto the front leg into your warrior 3. Hands can come to your heart as you lift right leg up to be parallel to the floor. Energy reaching in opposite directions out the top of the head and the back heel. Inhale to your Shiva squat, bending into the standing leg, tucking right knee behind. And then our exhale takes us to warrior 2, reaching to the back of the mat with right foot, opening up the arms to a T, bending deep into the front leg and stacking shoulders and hips, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, straightening both legs, arms to the sky, and exhale to your goddess squat, bending into both knees, sinking the hips low, hands at our heart. Inhale to push through both heels, straightening the legs, rising back up, and exhale to your warrior 2. Inhale to reverse your warrior, taking left palm up, reaching towards the sky, and tucking right arm behind or supporting yourself on the right leg, reaching with the chest up towards the sky. Exhale as we windmill the arms down to the floor, framing the front foot. Inhale to step back to your high plank. Exhale as we bring the weight forward to the tippy toes, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale to our downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths. Your next inhale, right leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring it underneath into your low lunge, stepping in between the hands, lowering left knee to the floor. Inhale as you push into the standing leg and lift back knee off the floor, rocket lunge, leaning forward, arms shooting backwards. And on your next exhale, warrior 3, bringing hands to heart and bringing the weight forward onto the right leg, letting the left leg fly. Inhale to your Shiva squat, tucking the knees behind, bending deep into the standing leg. And your next exhale takes you to warrior 2, reaching left foot to the back of the mat, opening up the arms nice and wide, strong, sinking into the front leg, stacking shoulders over your hips, keeping everything nice and open and strong. Inhale, straighten both legs to prepare. Exhale to your goddess squat, sinking the hips even lower than you did last time, taking the feet out to a 45-degree angle, feeling the strength and power of this pose. Inhale to straighten up and exhale back to warrior two. Inhale as you reverse your warrior, flipping the front palm up towards the sky, leaning back, release the neck, release the back, and open the chest. Exhale, windmill down to your low lunge. Both hands frame the front foot. Inhaling as we step back to high plank. Exhale through chaturanga, tucking elbows in towards the sides of our body. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale to your downward facing dog. Breathe here, connect back to your breath. In and out through the nose, nice and deep into the belly. On your next inhale, left leg goes three-legged dog, heel reaches towards the sky. Exhale, stepping in between the hands to your low lunge position, dropping the right knee nice and deep into this stretch. Press into both feet as we inhale, shooting up to our rocket lunge, leaning the weight forward. Breathe here. Hands come to our heart as we exhale to warrior three, bringing the weight onto the left leg, shooting right leg up to the sky, keeping that parallel with the floor and our torso. Inhale, Shiva squat, bending into the standing leg, tucking right knee behind. Hands at our heart, keeping our balance. Exhale as we open up the arms and legs, shooting open to our warrior two. Kicking gaze over the front hands and bending deep into left knee. Inhale, straightening both legs, reaching hands up to the sky. Exhaling to your goddess squat, hands at heart. Knees bend out wide as we sink the hips as low as we can in our center. Inhale as we straighten back up, reaching towards the sky, and exhale to our warrior two. Inhale to reverse the warrior, flipping the front palm and taking it to the sky, keeping that deep bend in the front leg. And then as we exhale, windmilling the arms down, placing the hands on the outside of the foot in our low lunge. Inhale to your high plank position. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, reaching the heart to the sky, opening the front body, and exhale to your downward facing dog. Take a round of breath here before we take this flow breath to movement. Inhale, right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Press through both feet. Inhale, rocket lunge. Exhale, hands to heart, warrior three. Inhale, Shiva squat, bending deep. Exhale, warrior two, everything opens up. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, straighten, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale completely into low lunge, dropping the knee. Inhale, rocket lunge, shooting forward. Exhale to your warrior three. Inhale, Shiva squat. Nice and strong and balanced. Exhale, open up warrior two. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, goddess squat, sinking low. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Take 3 deep rounds of breath. On your next inhale, right leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rocket lunge. Weight comes forward. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, Shiva squat. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, goddess squat, nice and deep. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, high plank. Take your vinyasa. From downward facing dog, inhale, left leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rocket lunge. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, Shiva squat. Exhale, sweep it open, warrior two. Inhale, up. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, sink into warrior two. Inhale to reverse the warrior, reaching towards the back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep rounds of breath here. Inhale and exhale through the nose, filling up the belly and emptying completely. Lower the knees to the mat, take them as wide as your mat. Keep big toes together and sink the bum back on your heels, a wide-legged child's pose, resting the head on the floor, coming back to your breath, letting the heart rate lower. Slowly walk the hands in and come back to a seated position on your heels, letting the thighs come together. Come up to the knees and take a giant step to the top of the mat with the right foot, sinking into a low lunge. Try your best to keep your hands off the mat, so either keep them at heart center or bracing yourself on your knee so that gravity can really pull your hips down towards the mat and deepen this stretch. Tuck the back toes and take hands to heart center. Inhale as you press into both feet, lifting the knee and coming to a high lunge. This is going to be our inhale. Our exhale, we're going to shoot our weight forward into a warrior three, keeping the hands right where they are, and then inhaling to drop the back foot back to high lunge. 5 times. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, back to high lunge. Exhale, bring the weight forward, nice and strong, pressing that heel into the floor, and then lowering nice and controlled. This is number 3. And inhale, back to high lunge. Exhale, bring the weight forward. Inhale, back to high lunge. Last time, nice and strong. We exhale to activate that core, keep our center and our balance, and inhale back to our lunge. Exhale to frame the foot. Inhale, high plank, and take your vinyasa. Take a few breaths in downward facing dog, and then when you're ready, lower the knees to the mat, come back to that kneeling position at the bottom of your mat. This time taking a big step forward with the left foot, sinking into your low lunge, adjusting where you need to, and letting gravity pull the hips down towards the floor. With the back toes tucked and hands at heart center, our next inhale, press into the floor to lift into your high lunge and take our reps into our warrior three. Inhale here, exhale, warrior three, shooting the weight forward, and then inhale back with control to your high lunge. Exhale forward, warrior three, pressing into the standing leg. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, press into the heel using the hamstring strength. Inhale back to our starting position. Exhale forward, using the glute to lift the back leg and lower with control. Exhale, warrior 3. Core is keeping us balanced. And then one last time, bring it forward, warrior 3. And inhale, high lunge. Big exhale as you lower the hands to the mat, step back to your plank and take your vinyasa. You've done amazing. I know our legs are tired. Great job. Go ahead and lower to that wide-legged child's pose, pressing the bum back and letting the head rest. Slowly rise up to hands and knees, tuck the toes under, and take a little walk up to the top of your mat into a forward fold, keeping the knees bent and keeping this nice and gentle. We're going to inhale to chair pose, sweeping the arms up high, taking the bum low, deep bend in the knees as if we're about to sit down in a chair. Our feet are parallel, core nice and strong, and spine is straight. Exhale back to your forward fold. Inhale back to chair. Breathing deep here. Legs are strong even as they get tired. And then exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, chair pose. See if you can sink a bit deeper with the bum. Bend into the knees. Keep the spine nice and long, reaching with the fingertips. And exhale, forward fold. Take a moment here to wiggle everything out and relax the legs. We're done with our strengthening exercises and you've done amazing. Find your way onto your back on the mat any way you'd like, perhaps hugging the knees in and then rolling back onto the spine. Plant the soles of the feet on the mat, keeping the knees bent, and cross right ankle over left knee for a figure 4 stretch. We reach through that open window and grab behind the left thigh or perhaps in front of the shin to pull our pigeon leg towards us as we stretch out the hips and our glutes. Keeping both feet flexed lets this be a more of an active stretch. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep as we hold these static poses. Gently release the stretch and let both feet come back to the mat. Take the other side. Left ankle crosses over right knee and grab behind right thigh or in front of the right shin to pull this leg towards ourselves. Let go of the leg and slowly bring both feet back to the mat. Hug knees in towards your chest, maybe taking them in circles, massaging the low back into the floor and feeling the hips mobilize in each direction. Take circles one way and then perhaps the other. Before releasing the legs, you can take a traditional Savasana pose or keep the knees bent. Take the feet about as wide as your mat and let the knees rest together. Place the hands at your sides or on your belly and close off the eyes. Finding stillness in our Savasana is where we get to soak up all the benefits of our physical practice. And it's so healthy for our nervous system to find that stillness in the mind and the body. I encourage you to stay here in your Savasana and in this meditative state for as much time as you have available to you. Thank you so much for flowing with me today. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know of any classes you'd like to see here. The light in me sees, honors, and respects the light in you. Namaste.